I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's Mercury. I don't know if it's been chilling with Jupiter in retrograde. I really can't tell you. What I can tell you is that this has been the most anxiety-driven month for me and a real test in whether I have mastered the skill of letting go. Hi, royalty. If this is your first time here, I'm Karissa. Welcome to our council meeting. If you are a returning scriber, babe, cutie patootie, on duty, good to see you. Now guys, like I said in the beginning of this video, this has been such a anxiety-driven month for me. We are moving. I have so much going on with my daughter. I am trying my hardest to stay afloat this month. And something that I've always had is anxiety. When I was younger, this manifested in different ways. Now that I'm older, it really has manifested in racing thoughts and just kind of an inability to sleep when I get there. And that's something that we all have, is anxiety. It's worse for others than some, and I know mine is one of my biggest challenges. And when you have anxiety, what you find as you get older is that you know it's not real. Anxiety is something, just a conspiracy theory. It's people talking about the earth being flat. It's things that don't really make sense, even though they might have a sprinkling of truth in them. Yes, you've had some failures in the past, but that doesn't mean everything going forward is going to be. Yeah, you've had some bad relationships, or yeah, you've got rejected for a job before. Doesn't mean every job is going to end that way. But anxiety will hold you in that grip and make you think that that is really what's going to happen. And regardless of all the evidence of otherwise, there's still that 2% chance that something's going to go horribly wrong. And that's why you should be worried. It's taken me years to kind of build a defense mechanism against my own anxiety. We read help books and watch gurus and watch manifestation videos and think, oh, I can just cure my anxiety if I do 30 days of affirmation. No, it took you X amount of years to develop it. It's going to probably take you X amount of years to get rid of it. Trying to crush anxiety in a ball or just forget it and put it in the back of your mind isn't really tackling the problem. And I feel like sometimes we've lost ourselves in these self-help and these guru videos that we've really lost the plot. We really have forgotten that, no, life is tough. Things are going wrong around us. But that doesn't mean things aren't going to get better. That doesn't mean that we can't overcome these things. I've had to take this last month to really master some of my anxiety coping mechanisms. One of them just simply being reminding myself of all the things that have gone right. And when you are in a dark space, that's one of the most important things to remember, is that you have overcome dark spaces before. That for every night there is a sunrise. And I have been lost in situations where I really didn't know how I was going to get back up. But somehow I did find a way to get back up. And I have to remind myself of that in moments of darkness, when things don't feel like they're going well, when everything does seem to be making a left turn and I'm not quite sure why. I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes when things go badly, I'm always like, why did this happen? We went house hunting this month. We went through 4 different houses that failed us for some reason or another, before this 5th one just like fell in our lap. It was the perfect school system, the perfect amount of rooms, the good price. Everything just worked. And I remember a week ago when I was sitting there freaking out about how I was going to figure out where my family was going to live. And now, today, it's all figured out. And that's the part about life that you have to remember, is that it takes only a moment for everything to change. Now, sometimes we think about that as only a bad thing. You know, life changes in a moment, you get in a car accident, you can lose your job, but the same could be said for so many positive things. You could fall in love tomorrow. You get the job of your dreams tomorrow. You don't know who you're going to run into at the grocery store. When you view life with a positive mindset, when you think that everything's going to work out, regardless of whether or not you know how it will, your mind will find the answer for you. It will find solutions for you. You're not going to overnight get rid of your anxiety. You're not going to watch this video and then suddenly decide, oh, she's right, I don't need to be anxious. That's not going to happen. But what I want to happen is I want you to watch this video and I want you to realize, okay, I'm anxious. But that doesn't mean that bad things are going to happen. That doesn't mean I have to stay anxious. This is an emotion, and just like every other emotion you're going to experience in your life, it's temporary. You're not going to stay angry forever, sad, mad, happy. All of this is temporary. And it's on you to sit in the space of uncertainty and be okay with it. And no, I don't have an answer, but I really don't need to. This isn't high school. There's not a test. I just need to trust that everything will be okay. And it will be. Now, like I said, anxiety wasn't something you built in a night. You didn't just wake up with it one day and there it was. No, you built it in school. You had anxious experiences. Maybe your anxious mind was right a few times and some things did go wrong. It's not an easy skill to get over your anxiety. It's going to take time. Make a list of reminders, of affirmations, and remember that crushing anxiety, just telling yourself, oh, stop thinking it, never has ever worked. It's almost like it reinforces it when you tell yourself, oh no, don't think about that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm right here, don't forget me. So instead, what I want you to do next time you're having the anxious thought of, okay, well, this could go wrong, I want you to tell me what can go right. Okay, what happens when you do get that acceptance letter for the school you want? Who's going to be the first person you tell? How are you going to decorate your dorm room? What classes are you going to take? Say things go well at your job. Okay, how are you going to spend that first paycheck when you get hired? How are you going to decorate your desk? You're in a new relationship and you're really anxious about this big talk about maybe moving in together or something. Imagine it goes really well and they're just as excited as you are and have a plan of action. You can't let your mind just create horror stories for itself. You are so deserving of positivity. You are so deserving of a happy ending. Don't sabotage that. In the words of my therapist, she would tell me I would sabotage a great man next door. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for us. I want us both to work on this. I want us both to realize anxiety is part of a human body. It's a feeling we all can identify with. It's there to protect us. But we also don't live in a time of lions, tigers, and bears. So while our anxiety was meant to protect us from actual real physical predators and dangers, it's having to find other things to work on in this new generation. So it's focusing on social media. It's focusing on relationships and money and life and what you're going to wear today and the awkward conversation you might have to have later today. It's going to find things to worry about. But you also have to remind yourself, hey, that's just my anxiety talking. Just like when you're hungry and you cuss somebody out, you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I was just hangry. You need to use that reason for anxious. When you're anxious, you need to remember, that's just my anxiety talking. That's not me. That's not reality. That's not the real world. And it took me 34 years to get that. It took me 34 years of stressing, of creating stories in my head, of still having really anxious experiences where I have to remind myself, it's already worked out before, babe. So why wouldn't it work out today? So if you're here, I want you to tell me what's that thing that you're anxious about right now? What's that next thing in the future that's been on your mind that you're worried about? And tell me the positive thing that's going to happen instead. I don't want you to tell me all the things that could go wrong in this experience. No. Tell me the things that are going to go right. What's going to happen? And put some detail into it, babe. I want you to visualize this and manifest this. I want us to do this together. Because our anxiety is not going to control our lives. It can have an opinion. It can try to help. But we're not going to let it steer us and guide us in the way it thinks it should. Because it doesn't know you. And it doesn't know all the blessings that you have ahead. So if you're having a crazy week and things are just as chaotic and uncertain as mine have been for the last few, I want you to remind you, I'm here to remind you that there's going to be a tomorrow and that things are going to be okay. And if you don't have it figured out right now, that means it's not over. And that means that there is still time for things to get better. Because it will. Because you deserve it. So if nobody's told you today, you know I'm going to tell you. You are loved, you are cared for, and thought of. Don't forget royalty. Bye, guys. Hey guys, this is future Karissa just jumping into this little mini rant to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe because you know we want you on the team, babe. We made it to 40. You know, my goal is just progress. So I'm not even putting a number on what's next. I just want to keep growing with you guys and us get higher and higher. So thank you for listening, and I hope you hit that subscribe button.